Oh boy,
I'm a little scamp, aren't I?
are you?
But I'm in the big show Saturday.
Are you? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get your tutu pressed and it's all set to go there?
My tutu is always pressed,
Pressed.
pal.
The Pirates of Penzance, starring John Brinston.
Buccaneer night.
Oh
So
boy.
am I looking all right for Bill? I've been looking forward to this.
Well, we're rolling right now, so people can sort of make up their own opinion. You're looking just dandy. Yeah,
Good morning. It's 8
yeah.
o'clock Pacific time, and I'm
Pacific
beginning to
time.
lose my sense of what time is. This is Wednesday, right?
It is Wednesday, the
The
15th of
15th.
April already. My
Beware the
good.
Ides of eight. No, that was another one. That was another one.
Listen, I received
Oh my.
my head
Look at
shaver
that.
this morning. Look at this thing here. It's
Isn't that? I thought we might get a demonstration.
oh, that's coming tomorrow. I'm going to try it today, and I will provide.
You just got it.
I just received it, and it's worth mentioning. And after I'm done talking about this quickly, and of course, I got the manual here, and here it is. This is the manual.
It looks like the kite you tried to fly.
Yeah, that's right. And of course,
in that sketch on.
and I love copy like this. The ATX still utilizes our patented car-like suspension and rubberized finger ring, but now the blade is suspended in the back. What do you mean, but now? What the fuck was happening before this came out? You know, what do you mean, but now?
Car-like suspension. So are you going to have to take it into the Canadian Tire and have them hoist it up?
Please see the back for the address of our lawyer.
What was the name of Johnny Carson's lawyer?
Um,
Boom, boom. I forget.
that's right. It'll come to me in a minute. Anyway, what you do is you drag this thing over your head, kind of thing, and with the finger, you see how the size of it now. So you just sort of drag it, and
Where do you
anyway,
start at the base of your skull?
yeah, I've seen. There's a video that so you bring it back like this. You do one of these things here, you know. So I'm looking forward to.
Do you have to do the front part at all?
He was just
like
shaving.
Zamboni.
He was just shaving. Designed in California. Designed in California. Blade made in Korea, packaged and assembled in China.
The guy in California
is laughing in Gardena, California, is laughing his head off right now.
Has got a head of hair.
Yeah, that's right. Just like yours. God, it looks like my old man's hair. So much.
Now, what do you just have to do to here, or is this?
No, this is the whole thing. I think Billy Moose is a chrome dome too. We're going to find out in a minute. And Pierre Damour is.
I always talking to bald men. There was you, Pierre.
It's becoming a thing, but you don't have to. You have good follicles. You've got a bit of a.
Oh, look, it's starting to thin, pal.
A bit of a garage entrance there on the left-hand side. But,
yeah, well, this is my dad's hairline.
That's because you remind me of my old man with that hair. Same color, roughly the same. Yeah. So, all right, let's get Billy on here. Let's see if we can connect with Bill Amos.
Okay.
God, I haven't talked to Bill in such a long time. Let's just see if he can.
Did you guys connect before to set things up?
He just installed Skype, and we just connected. So we're going to see if he's able to manipulate a camera better than Harrington can. There he is, I think.
Live, Bill Amos joined.
Hello.
Hey, Billy, how are you, man? Oh, he just left.
Oh,
try to connect with
you know, all the people we've known in this business.
Yeah. There he is.
There I am.
God, he's got
Bill, you don't have to look. You don't have to look that way. We're right here, bud. Yeah, that's. Although you're better than Harrington.
Well, there
he was like this.
Yes.
No, we can actually see you, Billy. How are you, buddy?
Attaboy.
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing.
Bill, I would have been a little more dressed up, but it's only 8 o'clock, so I wasn't quite ready to.
No, well, I guess I overdressed. What can I say?
And behind you've got a light for the ballroom. There it is.
You're looking very, very content there and very West Coast. I like that. Sipping your tea. I'm going to give you a quick intro, and then you can come back and correct everything I'm going to say, Bill. But I sort of followed in Bill's footsteps at CFCF Radio back in the early 80s. I think either you were still there or just left when I arrived and moved to CBC.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of
I
followed in your footsteps there. And then when you were anchoring late night, and then from where did you go from there at CBC?
From anchoring late night, I had a nice, what would seem like a really pretty nice gig there, but I did not have la permanence, the
Right.
permanent status with the corporation at the time. So I decided to seek that, and radio offered it to me, and I was very happy to take the opportunity to go back into radio. I always respect radio. I have a great deal of love for radio. And I was assignment editor in Montreal there for a little bit, and also lineup editor. And then my wife and I decided, well, we might have some opportunities out here in Vancouver. So we decided to pursue those and came out here, and I was with CBC TV for a year, doing reporting and also helping write the news for Bill Good, who was the anchor at the
Oh
time.
my gosh,
Oh,
Bill
yeah.
was there for 100 years, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, maybe 200, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Bill did radio as well, right?
Oh, he did radio for many years. He did a lot of different stuff, and he was doing the show with Cecilia Walters at the time. And yeah, Bill ended up actually becoming a big talk show host in Vancouver on radio for a while. Then he went back
CKNW, right? CKNW.
CKNW, the mighty NW
Yeah.
980 on your dial. And then he anchored at CTV News and a few other things. But after about a year there at CBC Television, there was an opportunity to teach. And I thought, well, something different. And, sometimes like after 14 straight years in the business, a lot of reporting, a lot of slogging, I was thinking, it might be a little more sane to do something in a more regular schedule, et cetera, give back a little bit. So I went into teaching. And aside for a couple of breaks to do this or that, I've been there for 31 years.
Wow, you're still
Holy
at BC.
mackerel.
You're still at the BC Institute of Technology, then? Yes.
I am indeed. I'm a technologically plugged in still. Believe it or not.
Okay. So, what do you teach, and to whom? Because I saw your Facebook page features a shot of, I believe, your students, right? Your class.
Yes, that's the class from last year.
Okay.
I got the
there you are.
Suburban. There I am.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my class actually from last year. They're the people who are going to be graduating this year, as a matter of fact. I've taught pretty well everything you can teach at BCIT in journalism. I've taught radio news, television news, on-camera performance, documentary production for radio. Yeah, just the
Now,
whole
BCIT,
gamut.
Bill, BCIT is right in Vancouver, or where is it?
No, it's
It's
in Burnaby, which
in
is
Burnaby.
Oh,
just
it's out in
like,
Burnaby. Okay.
yeah, it's kind of like NDG to downtown Montreal, if you will.
And you're in Surrey, correct?
Mm.
Okay. And where does
Which is
that
like
fit in?
the Laval. It's the Laval of Vancouver. It's
There
the
you
big,
go.
big suburb.
Down to the southeast, it's right on the U.S. border, isn't it?
Some of it is, yeah. It's a very big municipality in terms of area, and the population is, I don't know what it is now, 700,000. And yeah, well, until recently, I was popping over the border to get gas because it was a lot cheaper, and to get a few things that we'd get shipped in through the U.S. because it was also cheaper. But that is no longer happening.
That's for sure.
What is the average age now that BCIT? Is it a 2-year program, 3-year program?
It's a 2-year program, and it's interesting. This year is a little bit of a younger group. Historically, we would have a lot of people who had degrees already, but there was no degree offering journalism program in BC for quite a long time. We now have UBC, which offers a master's, and I believe there's a university in Kamloops that offers a program as well. So a lot of people, after getting their anthropology degree and working in Starbucks for 2 years, decided,
Might want to make some
maybe
dough.
I could do something. You know what I mean?
And the three of us know you can make such dough in Canadian broadcasting.
Yeah, no.
Well,
Especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
But
oh my God!
are
My
you
first
managing?
contract at CBC was for $17,046 a year. Yeah,
Are you,
that was a nice fortune. I started at
that was good money. And then I found out from my union, and I will not name him, that my executive producer tried to pay me below union wages. So I walked in and
who's a good manager.
I said, this is about 3,000 short. I
Yeah.
should have been making $20,000.
Oh my God.
And he said, "What are you, a troublemaker?" I felt like Trotsky, for God's sake.
troublemaker. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I
You're a
remember
disturber of things.
I started
Yes.
I remember starting at CFCF for 18.5, and I thought, my
Yeah.
goodness, this is it.
What
We're
year
done.
was that?
Oh, that's
This was-
it. Time to get the car.
Yeah, that's right. This was in 1981. I figured that's it. I got money in the bank, and
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
just
I was 79, so that was
yeah.
my first contract.
Boy,
Well, I
oh
started a
boy.
little bit before you guys. So I started at the Sunday Express, if you can remember that paper.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah, that was 150 a week,
Yeah.
and that was in
Was
75.
Bernie the editor then? Was Bernie Samarow editing then? Or
No,
was it
no,
Terry?
no. This was long before that. There was a character named Jacques Coombs-Bayek, who was
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of the
Yeah.
Daily News. I'm thinking of the Daily
no.
News.
It was a Sunday only paper, but we worked 5 days a week, and I worked there for several months, and it scared the heck out of me for a while, but I got used to it and got used to the business. Then I did a little bit of a media type job at the good old PSBGM, Protestant School Board
Oh,
of
of
Great.
course, yes, yeah.
And then CJD, and I started overnight news at 11,000 a year.
Wow. Are you managing to place your students, the graduates? Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it's kind of uncanny, but the entry level market is still pretty good. Like 90%, sometimes 95% of our grads will get work, and the
Wow,
other 5%
excellent.
just want to go tour Europe for a while or something.
Yeah.
But not now. But that was then. Yeah, they don't. The pay is not great to start out, but a lot of them get jobs as junior reporters at CKNW, for example, or the all news station in Vancouver, News 1130, or some get contract work at the Mother Corp, as we call it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of online stuff now. A
Yeah,
lot.
I
Of
think-
course.
But Bill, that's not bad. A 95% placement, given what's happened. I mean, you and I had the three of us had radio stations and TV stations, but lots of jobs. Now,
Yes.
radio and TV are such a smaller proportion of the overall business. I mean, it's not just radio and TV anymore.
No,
It's,
not at all. No.
no.
In radio, what I find, especially at CKNW, as a matter of fact, 3 of their 4 reporters have only been in the business like 3 years or less.
Yeah.
And there's only one person who's been there like 15, 20 years. So it's an interesting dynamic. Sometimes maybe you're not getting the background you used to get or a context. Then after being there, or some people start, we have an all traffic station. So a lot of people start on the doing the traffic reports, and then they move up from there. Maybe they go into radio news, and then of course, with Chorus being linked up with Global, perhaps they'll get their face on the old screen,
See, I do a lot of media training, and I remind clients continually that they should never assume or presume that they're doing business with or doing business, that they're being interviewed by someone who's been properly trained to do the job.
Well,
Um,
we try to trade properly.
I
Uh,
do. I'm sure you do, but I find myself howling in English and in French at the quality of the reporting I'm seeing on many outlets these
well,
days.
yeah, the younger, it's mainly a younger staff these days in
Yep.
reporting at most stations, and they don't have the background. Like, well, just last year I made a joke about Nixon and blank stares I got. I mean,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
No kid. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
It's a
was
sense
he
of
the
history as
one
much as
that
anything else.
he the one with the big gate thing? You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah. Yeah. One
Yeah,
line I
it's a
use,
little mind-boggling, isn't it?
it's
and
scary.
I
It's
quote
scary.
I quote
I have
Henry.
to sometimes. I have had to the last 3 4 years because people are not, you know, younger people don't listen to radio very much, actually, especially AM radio or information style radio, unless they're like CBC geeks. Um, and I've had to like explain, well, this is what a newscast is. You know, you go into the booth and you have a summary of the top stories of the day, and you give those stories in order for about 5 minutes. You play some audio. Oh, I see. You
Mm,
know?
mm,
My goodness.
yeah.
Yeah, my goodness, indeed.
How are their writing skills when they come in? You know, again,
Oh,
this younger
dear.
generation, they are verbal,
I think
but
that
as
face
far as
says it all there.
yeah,
Well, that,
yeah,
if you restrict it to 240 characters or less, and spelling doesn't count, and grammar doesn't
My,
count, and
yeah,
punctuation doesn't count,
yes.
um, that's the world they're used to. That is their big world. We are like a traditional broadcast media to them is like the way we would have treated like old style radio back in the 70s and 80s, or thinking of the Amos and Andy days, to think of my old cousins, or bad
you
joke.
use that joke all the time, Bill, and I bet you
They don't
get
get
big
that
laughs
one
from
either.
that
They
crowd.
don't
Never
get that
use it
one
again.
either.
I'll never use it.
Huh?
Um,
Amos said, "What?"
so
My
yeah,
God.
thinking of the old Jack Benny show or whatever, and that's the way they kind of think of it. And even TV news, a lot of them don't own televisions, and they really don't watch it very much. They consume all their information on the phone
Yeah.
or the laptop or whatever, and it's only what they are interested in. Like they'll watch one or two items, from maybe a story from CTV that catches their fancy or from CBC. But then, of course, they're on TikTok. You know what I
But the
mean?
people, yeah, but Bill, the people who come out of your class, I trust can write a story. Yes, with a beginning, a
Absolutely.
middle, and an end. Okay, yeah,
They're
that's
ready. They're ready to go. They're ready to. Although still we get. I wouldn't call them complaints, but we get a little feedback that, gee, we wish they were a little better with their punctuation, with their grammar, etc. Which is very important. It's more important now because of online. Because you can't really put something online with some 3 or 4 spelling mistakes in a
some of the
paragraph.
stuff that I see is just
But I mean, all three of us can go back to the early days when we've made absolute boners of our own, and we've walked in and the editors just looked at us and hadn't
yes,
even
but we
said anything,
worked.
just shook their head.
Yeah, but we worked with
Yes.
people who could write. I was
Oh
taught
my
to
God,
write
Clary
in
Potty, John Yorston.
university,
Yeah.
and the Derek Lynns and these people
Oh.
that we worked
Oh
with, and
yes, Derek Lee,
Bob
Tom
Linney.
Just
Farmer.
lost. Yeah,
Yes.
remember Yvonne? We just mentioned in the last year. You must remember Tom Armour. We just lost Tom
Yes.
Armour. Tom was
Oh,
one of the
good.
best news
Yeah,
writers,
people who
radio
could
or
write.
television, in the business.
No
Yeah.
question about that. The first day I was on, CJD, he was, I think he was filling in for a while as news director, and it was such a hectic day. I'll never forget, and I was all like agog at the huge reel-to-reel machines on the wall, and just start going off automatically. I think, wow. And people are running around and everybody's using these little carts. Remember the little carts that we
Absolutely.
had, the cartridges in radio? Everything had to be on a cart
Yeah.
before we could put it on air. And I just thought, this is just wild. I mean, it's great. It looks like a lot of fun, but it's like super energetic and what the heck? And so Tom pulled me into the office right after his 6 o'clock news, and of course he opened the drawer and he brought out a bottle of Teachers and said, "Let's toast your first day, kid."
That sounds like Tom. All
That's
class. Good for him.
Yeah.
He's a nice man on top of it all.
He's a great guy.
So how much longer are you going to keep out of there, Bill? Because you got to be over 40 now.
I'm at least over 50, I have to say. I have to admit. Probably, I'm thinking at least, I'm not sure another full year or not, another term for sure. Maybe another full year, and I think I'll pretty well have run my course by then.
Okay. And what are you going to do? Garden?
I'm not a gardener.
No.
I'm
You
really
don't
not
need
a
to
gardener.
garden in Vancouver. It's just
No,
there.
it just springs up everywhere.
Oh, God, I hate you people.
Well,
Listen, Bill, was Vancouver going home, or are you originally a Montrealer?
No, I'm Montrealer. Like I'm a Lachine lad. You know,
Oh, okay.
I grew up in West End of Lachine. Moved there when I was. My family moved there when I was just 2 from Toronto, and I grew up there. And I went to Lachine High, and I went to Dawson College and McGill, and I lived in Montreal till I was like 35 years old. Yeah.
Well, you're breaking up on us there, Bill.
Hey, je parle français encore. What's that?
Ah, tu parles français encore? Bravo.
Oh oui, je peux parler.
Wow,
Je
bravo,
regarde
bravo.
la télé de temps en temps, le téléjournal.
Okay.
CBUFT.
C'est fantastique.
It's funny because Bill and I hadn't seen, neither you nor I even have seen Bill since you left, but
No.
Bill and I chat quite a bit on Facebook, and
Okay.
that's
Right.
at least Bill is one of the civil ones. Facebook,
Well,
you're liable to find
Yes, but-
anything, aren't you, Bill?
But you're very sensitive, though, Dave. You're very, very sensitive. Much too
Yeah.
sensitive.
What up
Bill,
with you?
Bill is much
But-
more thick-skinned than you are.
Yeah, that's sensitive. Thank you.
All right, Billy, we will let you go, buddy. Thank you very much for joining us, my friend.
Maybe
was
we
a
can have you
it
on
was
again,
terrific.
Bill. That'd be nice.
Yeah, anytime, my friends.
Yeah,
Love
we'd
to
like to
chat.
maybe get you to comment on current events, but enjoy your last term, and then we'll maybe find something for you to do when you retire.
Oh, fantastique.
All
Tout
right.
à l'heure.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you, Billy.
À bientôt.
Okay.
Bye, buddy.
Thanks, Bill.
Bye.
Good to talk to you, bud.
Oh,
You've
that
got
was
some good
fun.
stories to tell.
Have not seen. Yeah, but I was thinking, let me make sure I get all those names in. Derek Lynn, Tom Armour, Frank McCormick, all of these folks that Bill and I
Frank is
worked
retired
with.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Frank watches us once in a while, and hello to Frank, and I hope you're keeping well.
Yeah, among Frank and Derek and Tom, and this was private radio. This wasn't CBC. I listened to their newscasts the way I would listen to a great theater performer. Armour was just, his delivery was sans pareil. He was fantastic.
And the point I was trying to make was that these are people who could write properly and not only deliver it properly, but put it on the page properly. And they taught me a lot. So
and compelling does not mean yelling.
no, it does not. It does not. So but it's a whole new world, and we could probably have discussed this with Bill for a long, long time. I certainly admire his patience and dedication teaching. And again, I don't want to sound like I'm dumping on millennials or younger people, but it must be a challenge to try to sort of corral them. And
Well, it's a whole different generation about what they're interested in. I have a 31-year-old son who's quite articulate and a pretty good writer. But as Bill says, he doesn't listen to the radio and he doesn't watch TV. He doesn't need to. I'd be interested to find out about their interest in politics, too.
Yeah. Well,
next time we talk to
we'll
him.
pick it up with Bill. I think he's more than willing to join us again, and I'm pleased that he did, and I'm pleased that you were able to put on a shirt today. So
Yeah, it's oh my God, I can go back to bed. It's only 8:30, eh?
that's right. It's only 8:30. I will give you a review of my little thing here tomorrow, and of
I
course
got my
you can't
I got
really
my
tell on
coffee
this
and
one.
I got my coffee
Oh, your
infusion.
coffee filter. Okay, well, we talk
Yeah.
about that tomorrow. And then my
Oh,
mom is joining us on Friday. And then my sister next week, my sister who teaches in Ontario, she's going through the whole process of dealing with students online. So that should be an interesting. And perhaps Elizabeth Hurst might be joining us.
well, Betsy and I talked about it last night, and she'd love to be able to come on
Excellent.
within the next little while.
Excellent. Super. All right.
Okay.
Have a good day.
So wait a minute, you're out building stuff, aren't you?
No, it's a little cool. I'm still planning and measuring. We picked up the lumber yesterday at Rona, and that was a very efficient operation too. They were doing brisk business via the front door. I ordered online, paid online. We just picked it up on the outside at the outside the store, and so things are moving along. Things are people are doing stuff and waking up and looking forward to spring and warmer weather. So
We'll
with
talk
that,
to you demain.
I leave you with that. Bye now.
Take it easy, bud.